Yo, what's up guys? Evan with Spinx Designs, and as you can see, we're doing a little bit something different. I'm getting out of the workshop. We're at the river. As you can see, it's pretty high water conditions. So we're gonna do a little bit of fishing, a little bit of tutorial. I'm learning, you're learning. This is my first go at YouTube, a video at least, and let's see you down there. All right guys, so we're just walking to the hole and just want to talk a little bit. You know, with this high water conditions, a lot of fishing's limited. You could use a couple methods that will perform well. Like you do some plunking right here. You could do some casting with some heavy river witches, which I might try to do if I got any in my bag. I give a lot away and I just lose some sometimes, you know, it's just how it goes. So if you guys want to see more of this, maybe hit the like button and subscribe, and let's see how it goes. All right guys, we just got down to the hole. As you can see, we got some pretty high water. Normally there's a nice rock shelf we could step out here and patrol this river right here. You can do some nice casting upstream, middle, and down. But with this high water conditions, we're gonna have to really observe for a second, see where the flat spots are. There's a little resting spot right over there. If you look behind that, not behind, but if you look at that bush and that dead grass in the middle of the water right over there, see that flat seam right behind it, how it just goes down the river a little bit, maybe 150 feet. That little seam right there, that's where the fish like to rest, because the food gets pushed between, the food gets pushed in between each side of the current. So, and it's super lax right there. The fish could take a break from swimming, because look at this water, you know, this is a hard swim for the fish. They're not really like, wow, but they're gonna probably sit over there, and there's a little obstruction up there. So you wanna look for some obstructions. That's where the fish like to sit. So let's get rigged up and let's see how it goes. Nice 1 ounce spoon. This is the goodie box. This bead does have some UV in it, if I remember right. All right, one thing guys, like I said, with these water conditions we're dealing with, you want some, if you can, with some ultraviolet in it. Like this hoochie, it's got some ultraviolet in the eye. And when you're dealing with some turbid and some muddy water conditions, you want to have that extra edge over maybe the fisherman or angler that doesn't have it. So as you can see, we got some good variety of gear to choose from. Some of it's mine, some of it's not. So I think we're gonna run this, oh yeah, the Oregon duck lure in 1 ounce version in this high water scenario. That obstruction's creating that nice resting duck ripper with a number 6 silver blade. All right, did a couple casts right in front of me. That was pretty null. So let's look above us, make sure we don't get any obstructions. Almost hit that tree branch, kind of scary. As you can see, I just hit my lure right in that flat spot right there, and that's exactly where you want to be. Because if you could hit it in that flat spot and then bring it out into the mainstream current and just kind of do a nice retrieve back to you, you can entice those stubborn fish that maybe are traveling upriver or just holding, because they're just holding, you know, fish are fish, you know, we can't read their minds. So only person we're thinking for is ourselves. All right, let's do another cast down. Oh boy, no. Wasn't aimed too well right there. Yeah, it's spinning great, guys. Makes me super happy. Super happy. All right, we're gonna give this a quick change, and let's see how maybe this said river witch does. Yeah. Let's tie this river witch on, guys. So let's get over to the stream right real quick. With a number 6 silver French blade premium. A lot of tentacles on it, so it gives the lure nice slow retrieve, will work great. This is a 1/2 ouncer, so it's not sinking to the bottom super quick. The 1/2 ouncers really stay in the middle or the upper end of the middle of the water column. It all depends on your retrieve, like I said, like really with anything. But I like to keep it right in the middle of the water column, depending on where I'm at. Right now, I like to let it sink a little bit deeper, considering the water level. It's not normal. So I'm just letting it float, letting it swing through that end. As soon as I feel that blade start to pick up, maybe I slow my retrieve down just a little bit. Because as you cast upstream and it's swinging down to you, that blade's got a slow revolution. So it's spinning over a lot slower than if you're, let's say, straight across or downstream. Right now that lure is floating down the water column and the blades turn over super slow, and we don't have much sunlight right now, but say if it was super sunny, you cast upstream, that blade turns a little bit slower. So when it turns slower, it presents a lot bigger flash in the water. As you can see, this blade is quite large, and as you could probably picture it, as it's slower it goes, it reflects better. So that's one thing to know. All right, let's get another cast out there. This is a nice little flat spot right between that. It's a pretty small spot of flatness, but it's new to me, new to creating it, and man, I can't complain. This is a beautiful day. All right, guys, we moved a little farther upriver, just examining the conditions of the river, looking for any obstructions, possibly a fish jumping or two, or maybe a flash. But let's kind of point out where you want to fish at. There's a rock up there creating a disturbance in this fast-moving water. And behind that rock, it's got some fast-moving current that's pushing upwards. And the fish don't like to sit right there. It's hard for them to rest. And the food is just getting circulated back down the river. But if you move a little bit farther down, you see that tree branch right out there? Oh, sorry, that little grass stump out there, there's some flat spots right there, and it stretches all the way down to that. So from that to that is flat spot. So the fish will sit there, they will hold there, they'll get food from either side of the stream because there's obstructions from that and that. It's a nice resting spot from them from pushing upriver. So there's another one right here. This is the biggest one that I'm working with. A nice little, I don't know, a bush and some dead grass. But as you can kind of see, it's definitely visible. There's a long flat spot right there, and the fish love to sit right there. So there's a couple key targeting areas that you want to look for when you're fishing high water conditions. As you can see, it's not as normal as it normally is, but I can't complain. It's a beautiful day. We're out here doing some fishing, some learning. All right, guys, let's kind of break down the gear that I was working with today. A 1/2 ounce River Witch, number 6 silver French blade, can't beat it. Right here, number 2 honeycomb spoon. It's got that green, got that blue, and some silver. You know, salmon love that. Nice number 4 mustard treble hook. 1 ounce classic Pink Ripper, normal gold French blade. Got a 3/0 Gamakatsu big river hook right there. Can't beat those, love those. 10 millimeter hot pink bead, 1 ounce hand dip body. And if we move a little bit farther down, we got a number 4 stainless steel treble hook with some red hook tubing, some 10 millimeter yellow fluorescent bead. Got that green on there, salmon love that green, and we got the number 6 silver. So the silver, it's pretty common out here, and we got some ball bearing swivels on all those. Just to take a look at what we're working with. It's high water a little bit. I don't get to fish too much anymore. I don't complain. This beautiful, beautiful stretch of river. I think that's in order, guys. The pen's a little squeaky. It's a couple years old. Bought her in Michigan. Bought my whole setup in Michigan. Ooh, gotta get back over there though. Them Great Lakes steels calling me. Got some good buddies over there that are trying to bring me over, trying to bring me back to not my stomping grounds, but I definitely enjoy being over there. In the summer, it's quite humid, depending on where you're at in Michigan. It's probably all humid, I don't know. I've only been to one part, but I lived in the Genesee Township, or close to it. Sorry, I lived in Clio for a little while. It was definitely an enjoyable experience. It's kind of why I think I'm meant for this, what I do. Right now I'm doing a little technique I like to call working it. This reel, it's a big reel. I think every turn is about a foot in length of line that I'm retrieving. I think it's a foot, or it's more. It's quite significant since it's a bigger reel. I like to go big or go home. I hold more line on this puppy. And it just looks good with this setup. This is an Ugly Stik 9'6", Ugly Stik Elite, medium heavy, paired with a Penn Series 5000 gold plate. We got my bumper right here. It's blood knot. I'll do a tutorial on the blood knot if that's needed. The backing, 30 pounds, super slick. It was aqua blue, quite sun faded nowadays. At least the beginning parts of it is. It's quite a couple seasons old line. But with this, when you go high quality with line, you could run it for a couple seasons. And then if that wax starts to come off, or you start to know it's fraying a little bit more than normal, you can cut it off. Or what I like to do is, I've learned this from the Bent podcast. I did not learn this myself. So what you do is you take another opposite spool, let's say an empty spool of line that you just put on your reel. You got an empty spool. What you want to do is, so you get this reel right here, and then you tie a knot around that empty spool, and then you kind of feed that whole spool with this whole main line right here. Take it all off, and then what you want to do is you're going to put it on backwards. So right when you get to the, since you tie the front part of this line on, it's going to be at the bottom on the inside, if that makes sense. So all this this lighter stuff is going to be closer to the inside of the reel while we get all that fresh line on the outside. That's something I could probably work on, get that taken care of, but it's on my list. Got quite a few things. Man, I need to give this a nice cleaning. It has been submerged in a little bit of water over the seasons, you know, like every fishing reel, you might fall in the water, or something might just happen. Seasonally, it needs cleaned. I should be better about it, and I will. Yo, what's up, guys? Our fishing, we didn't catch anything, but we caught a good time. It's a beautiful day down on the river, can't complain. We went over a little bit of high water fishing. I tried to do my best in the little bit of light I have. It was fun. I went over some gear that I use. There's some new gear coming out tonight. Stay tuned for that. That's gonna be sweet. I'm gonna edit this video up, and if you guys like it and want to see more, hit the like button and subscribe, drop a comment, you know, or you go follow the SpinX Designs channel. We got the Instagram, we got the Facebook, a whole bunch of things you guys could follow. Trash, fishing line, maybe some hooks that are left on the rocks that people just fell out of their bag, or maybe they just didn't care and wanted to leave it. Stuff like that, guys. It's the small things, but the small things add up to the big picture. And the big picture is fish in the river, clean riverbanks, and what else? You know, what can you beat? Look at this, guys. Blessing to be out here. Blessing. And I wouldn't trade anything for the world for it, guys. Especially to be here with you.